The murmurs started the moment he stepped into first class. A well-dressed black man, calm and quiet, yet his eyes followed him with suspicion. Then came the voice, sharp, entitled, laced with ignorance. "He doesn't belong here," the woman sneered. A commotion followed as flight attendants approached. The man stood still, unfazed, and just as the flight attendant reached for him, he calmly opened his wallet and flashed something shiny. An FBI badge. The cabin froze. The entitled passenger's face drained of color. What followed next unraveled every false assumption made. In that moment, shaking everyone on board, Agent Malcolm Reed wasn't dressed in a suit, just jeans and a blazer. After wrapping up a lengthy investigation in Atlanta, he was flying home to Washington, D.C., finally able to relax. He had been upgraded to first class, a courtesy from the airline for his federal status. But that wasn't acceptable to the passenger. In seat 1A, a middle-aged white woman named Karen Whitmore. Please tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. She glared at him as he took his seat. Her whisper to the attendant was audible. "He must be lost. Check his ticket." The attendant hesitated but complied, awkwardly asking Malcolm to show his boarding pass. He handed it over calmly. It was valid, of course. But Karen wasn't done. "I don't feel safe," she declared. "He's making me uncomfortable." The words echoed through the cabin. The tension rose. A few others turned to look. Malcolm just sighed and reached for his badge. As the crew deliberated, Karen's voice grew louder. "There's no reason for him to be here unless he's up to something," she insisted. Another passenger, a man in a business suit, nodded slightly, in agreement, eyes wary. A younger couple shifted uncomfortably. No one said anything. The pressure on the flight attendant mounted as Karen demanded he be moved or removed. But Malcolm didn't flinch. He leaned forward and opened his wallet. With a slow, deliberate motion, he flashed his identification. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Special Agent Malcolm Reed. Silence. Then gasps. The attendant blinked. "Sir, I'm so sorry," Karen stammered. You're FBI?" Malcolm gave a thin smile. "Yes, ma'am. I'm returning from an undercover operation. And you just tried to have a federal agent removed for no reason other than the color of his skin." He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The cabin, once buzzing with murmurs, was now still. The captain was called. Malcolm quietly requested that a formal report be filed regarding the incident. "For my records and for the DOJ," he said. Karen panicked. Her face paled. "I didn't mean, I was just looking out for everyone's safety," she stammered, but the damage was done. The captain addressed the cabin. "Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the disturbance. All passengers with valid tickets will remain seated. Discriminatory behavior will not be tolerated on this aircraft." Karen turned red. The rest of the flight was awkwardly silent. Malcolm returned to his seat, pulled out a book, and read calmly as though nothing had happened. When the plane landed, airport security and airline officials were waiting. Malcolm was approached privately and offered a public apology. However, Karen was asked to remain behind and quietly escorted off for questioning. She had a history of filing complaints against travelers of color. This time, it reached the authorities who would investigate her. The next day, the story went viral. A passenger had recorded the moment Malcolm showed his badge. The headline? "Woman tries to remove black man from plane. He turns out to be FBI." The comment section overflowed with support and outrage at how often such profiling occurs. Malcolm briefly stated, "It's not about me being FBI. It's about the fact that if I hadn't been, I might have been removed for nothing. We need to stop judging character by skin color. That moment on the plane sparked more than embarrassment. It sparked conversation. A mirror held to society. This time, there was no looking away. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Your support helps bring more eye-opening stories to life. Take care.